early update on Maxence Lacroix?
No, no.
Is it looking like he is definitely going to miss the game against Wolves on Sunday?
How it looked like yesterday, yes, but again, we will assess him further with training in the afternoon, so after the press conference, and then we will see. But yeah, he had to be subbed because he had problems with his adductor, and he mentioned it at halftime already, so it doesn't look really good.
Any fresh updates on any other players from yesterday?
No, all others look fine, but nobody will come back. Uche, he's not registered for the Conference League, he will be available, and all others from yesterday.
How did you reflect on last night's performance? Because away from home, you got a draw, but clearly there was anger and frustration from the fans that travelled to watch the match.
Yes, I think the expectations are just getting higher and higher and higher, and we can't fulfill them in the last months. That's the reality. So yeah, we're all not pleased with the performance, with the result, but it is right now the situation where we are in, and yeah, it's to find better solutions in attack and also in defense, yeah, because we're always how you say it's giving a gift to the oppositions, yeah, by our own mistakes and then really poor defending, and this always gives the opposition the belief that they can come back into a game. The momentum changes, the crowd gets the belief, and this is in every single game. It's more or less the same. It's not that because in the last 3 games we always had the lead, but we just could get it over the goal line once, and yeah, and that's the situation. That's fact. Nothing to say that it's not like this. I'm always realistic, and yeah, not. We're not in the best moment right now, and to be honest, it's like now, and I understand. I take responsibility for everything because I'm responsible for the whole team, and it's right now. I'm just not good enough to replace the players we sold. I'm just not good enough to integrate the new players in a way that we can play the same way like we did. And I'm not good enough that we can cope with the schedule we had. On the other side, I think I was good enough to have to play the best season ever, to win 2 trophies, and also to look back. We have now 32 games, 32 points after 26 games, and I looked back because I like to look back sometimes. In the last 10 years, Crystal Palace has been better twice. This was 33 points, so once was our season last year, and the other one was, I think, in 2021. Never before, it was more or less between 25 and 29 points all the time. So it looks like we are, even now, where everybody is completely angry, disappointed, frustrated. We are playing a better Premier League season than 8 of the last 10 seasons Crystal Palace has played. We're playing European football. And that's also the other reality.
You've said that you've not been good enough in the last few weeks. Are you confident that you can be good enough to lead this side until the end of the season?
Oh, let's see. I always said, and this was, I think, the first press conference that why I can just repeat myself, and as I said, as a manager, you always depend on your players, and they will get all the support like always. And then we will see.
Do you still want to be here until the end of the season?
Oh, let's see what the future brings. We never know.
What needs to happen to ensure that you will be here until the end of the season?
In football, it's easy. As a manager, you will stay, and you are allowed to stay when the results are okay. So football it's all about this. And yeah, the last months the results were not good. The performances were not consistently good, and let's see.
Knowing that you are going to leave at the end of the season, have you found it difficult internally to keep your levels as high as they have been for your whole time at Crystal Palace?
No, never. So I think, and this is, that's why I feel pretty open to talk about it, because it's not now because of the situation. I always say it's never about Oliver Glasner. Oliver Glasner's life will continue in summer, wherever and however it is, and Crystal Palace life will continue. But that every player most of our players, they have a contract next year, and they perform for themselves. They perform for Crystal Palace. You know, in the Conference League is maybe the only opportunity to play European football again. Yeah, and this would be outstanding. Yeah, when you do a thing once in 120 years and you can do it back to back, this would be an incredible achievement, not for Oliver Glasner, for the players, and that's why the same in the Premier League, and nobody wants to be really close in the relegation battle, because the club has been very often in this battle, and this is what everybody enjoyed in the last months, and every player enjoyed, everybody in the club enjoyed, and therefore it's you don't need the manager having a 4-year contract that you run all of a sudden. No, so you do it for yourself, you do it for the club, and you do it for the group.
And have you still got the drive to lead this club until the end of the season?
Oh yes, I feel so, yeah.
And in terms of the game this weekend, given where the state of the tie is in the Conference League, does it mean that you really need to prioritise the game next Thursday ahead of the game against Wolves, considering Palacev are pretty much safe?
I don't think that Crystal Palace is pretty much safe. When I see the teams who are behind us, when I see how they are performing, especially West Ham, really getting point after point, and all the others as well. You know, because there are teams like Nottingham, they are were 7th last year. There's a team like Tottenham who won the Europa League, a team like Brighton. So big teams with much more opportunities than Crystal Palace have. So I think it would be completely wrong to say no. Now we go with all in the Conference League and forget about the Premier League. I think it's a very important game now against Wolverhampton. We have to change. It looks like we have to change the back three again. So it's every single game, and you know, when this was mentioned also so often, it was our foundation for everything. This was the foundation of everything we had, was our back line and the togetherness. And this is just, right at the moment we are not that consistent in our defense, because also in all the last games we scored, but we had just one win, and this was when we had the clean sheet. Yeah, so we are struggling to get clean sheets because we're making too many mistakes, and this is what we have to improve, definitely. And the next chance is on Sunday. But again, there will be 3 new players in the back three.
The system has changed the system's worked really well for you this season with the clean sheets, especially in the first half of the season. We saw it last season as well. But with Mark not being there, with Maxence being injured, Chaddy just coming back from a year out, JD Combo into his first season in senior football in England, is there a feeling that maybe you might need to change the system?
We did. We trained last week, the whole week. We trained with the back 4. Didn't work in training, so that's why I went back to the back 3.
Thanks for your time, Oliver.
Hi Oliver, good to see you. You're a positive guy, but I have to say this is possibly the most downbeat that I've seen you. How do you bring that positivity back? I just wonder who are you looking at to bring positivity back to Crystal Palace between now and the end of the season?
Hopefully the weather will help a little bit. When it's sunny, it's easier. When you open the curtains and the sun is shining, makes it easier. No, yes, it is. After a game like yesterday, where you feel, and then Burnley, where you feel you are on track, you take the lead, and you give it away. It's frustrating, and it takes a little bit of time, even for me. I know it's for me to bring it back, the positivity and the energy to the group. Maybe the night was too short that I have it now in the press conference, but we have still 2 days until the next game, and then it's my responsibility to get the turnaround, because I can't expect being positive. I can't expect it from the players if I'm not that way. But right now, I just can't do it because it's how I feel it, and it's. I think you would, if I make as a funny guy now, I think you would feel it that it's not true. That's why I'm how I am, and this is how I am feeling right now. And yes, it is a very challenging situation for all of us. a few situations, I think, like always, it's our mistake, and a few situations is just what that happens, you know, and a few things are clearly my mistake. That's why I take responsibility for everything. But on the other side, again, if it's still one of the best Premier League seasons within the last 10 years, it just shows that the expectations are completely different. Yeah? So I think with 32 points after 26 rounds, the fans would have celebrated in the last 9 seasons. And this year they are disappointed, yeah? And then play European, and then it's the belief. And I feel this, to be honest, within the club as well. And we're going to more stars in Bosnia. We are Premier League. It's easy going. No, it isn't. European football is never easy going. But if you experience it the first time, you have to learn it. You have to feel it. And we are right now within experiencing it, that it's never going somewhere and look at the market value and say, oh, yeah, it's fine. We do it easily. It's never.
You've said a couple of times in this press conference that you take full responsibility, but the onus is also on the players as well. So
No. It's always the manager, and it's fine, and that's what I'm here. You know, I'm the one who decides who is playing. I'm the one who decides about the system, about the way, about the structure. I'm the one who gives confidence to the players or not. So again, that's why I take the responsibility.
Wolves up next. They're unbeaten in their last 3 games. I just wondered what you made of their performance against Arsenal, and is this perhaps one of the more difficult times to play them because they are showing some form at the moment?
I think when we played them away, I mentioned it before that they are playing better than all their results, but they were in this negative run, and it was so tough for them, because I still think they have many good players, and they showed it against Arsenal. Also, they showed a great belief after being 2-0 down, coming back. They are now quite consistent in the way they are playing. That helps. Consistency always helps. They got a few players back from long-term injuries, being now more in the rhythm, like Mosquera, for example, in defense. And yes, they have a very good midfield. Yeah, Brazilian international players have a huge pace on both wings with Chachua and Bueno. Having a very physical back three, yeah, with Krejci, Bueno, and Mosquera, and up front, Mane, a young boy who needed time to adapt to the Premier League, and then Arokadare, very tall Nigerian international, and then it's now getting back an experienced Armstrong. I was told that he was the top scorer in the championship. So yeah, it's a good mix of physicality in the back three and the striker, of huge pace on the wing-back positions, and 2 Brazilian internationals in centre midfield. So it is a good team. I think regarding their points, they are clearly underperforming. Also, when you look at the stats, I think we are the team who is underperforming biggest, what do you say? The most, and I think they are straight behind us. So, yeah.
Jürgen Larsen has settled in very well since joining the club. How pleased have you been with his performances so far, and how much is he looking forward to going up against his former side?
Yes, of course, he came in and showed. So he had a great game against Brighton, even without scoring. Yeah, but the energy he brought into the team and onto the pitch was amazing to see. And then, of course, his 2 great goals against Burnley. Yeah, yesterday, also he struggled a little bit to find his chances, but he could have 2 assists. He had 1, yeah, and the second one, Adam hit the post in the second half. And it's the same. He has to get used to the players around him. Yeah, it's a little bit different, and it's now we have to find the structure in the attack again. Yeah, when you play with 2 new players of 3, it's just new, and we have to find the structure in the back 3, and that makes 6 positions in the center of the pitch, and this is where we are struggling right now.
And he seems to be developing a bit of a relationship on the pitch with Ismail Assar as well. How important, how imperative could that be between now and the end of the campaign?
Yes, I think Ismail plays a fantastic season for us. I think he's right now our top scorer in all competitions. He scored 3 goals in the last 4 games, and Jürgen 2 goals. I think he has now 11 or 12 goals in the entire season. He never had a season like this before in no club in the top league. And even he missed many games with the AFCON. So Isma is very important for us with the way he is playing. He always gets into finishing positions and scoring goals. And Jürgen is the more physical player in the middle. And so could be a good match.
Can I just ask you about Brennan Johnson? It seems to be taking a little bit of time for him to settle in, but we know what a good player he is and what a good player he can be. So how do you get the best out of him?
Oh yes, it's the same. It's now encourage him and then supporting him to get the confidence and because he had a very good week in training. That's why he started yesterday. And then it's because he has a great finish. He has a good feeling where to move. But to be honest, in the games, we can see he doesn't feel so comfortable in this position, and he has to get used more also to his teammates. There was a great situation second half where we win the ball, Daichi passes to him exactly, and then he wanted to play a 1-2 with Jürgen, and Jürgen just was surprised and then couldn't pass to him, otherwise he would have a 1 against the goalkeeper. And in this situation we could see, okay, they don't play together for 4 or 5 months, like when you know each other, where they want the balls, where they are moving, and this is to be patient with the new players and to integrate them step by step.
Just finally, it's no win in 8 Premier League home games now, but we know what a fortress, of course, Selhurst Park is. So the obvious question is, how do you get it back to being the Selhurst Park that we know it can be?
Number 1 is keep a clean sheet, and then we will always now in the last games able to score again.